Please welcome on stage President for ISFIT 2015, Marius Jones. The idea to isolate a small group of strangers somewhere in the snowy and lonely northern hills in a house that was small and warm and cozy was a great idea. I think those days really changed us. This is how a former ISFIT participant and friend of mine has described his ISFIT experience. And I'm saying former participant, but yesterday, when I was walking through that door, I actually bumped into him, and he seems to have made his way back to ISFIT 2015 as well. But to me, a group of people gathered in a cozy small place also takes me back 1.5 years ago. It takes me back to September 2013, because then a small group of people, the ISFIT board, then strangers, were gathered for the first time and started to dream about the festival that would come in the distant future. Since then, we have been joined by over 440 volunteers, 300 international ISFIT ambassadors, and finally, you participants in the dream about ISFIT. And today, that dream becomes a reality. Dear everyone, my name is Marius Jones, and I'm the president of ISFIT. And today, prouder than ever, I would like to welcome you all to the International Student Festival in Trondheim 2015. Writing this speech, I asked previous ISFIT participants to describe their top moments of their ISFIT experiences. Do you want to hear what they told me? They talked about moments here that they shared with their new friends at Samfunnet. They talked about meeting and being inspired by the winners of the Student Peace Prize. They talked about having eye-opening discussions with their new friends in the workshops. And they talked about things like listening to the Beatles with their new host family. To me, what's always been the most inspiring has been to meet the engagement and enthusiasm of all the ISFIT participants. And I remember I was actually a tiny bit intimidated by it when I first took part in ISFIT 2011. So if you're a little scared, that's all right. One of my workshop colleagues, I think she said it in a very good way. She said that my workshop colleagues were the kind of people literally fighting for what they believe in. Now, I sit and read books about people that fight for a cause. But at ISFIT, I had the chance to get to know them and play games with them. I could not agree more. You guys have been chosen among thousands of applicants, and I'm proud to be here among you and very eager to hear your thoughts. I believe that the participants of ISFIT are dreamers. And we need dreamers. Because we live in a world now that is richer than ever, that is more advanced than ever. But still, it is a world full of war, full of corruption, where inequality is increasing and the environment is degrading. And in this world, where people still tell us that we cannot change it, we need young people who can imagine an alternative. My favorite quote goes like this: "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world." Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. To me, ISFIT is exactly the place for you thoughtful, committed citizens. And I want to thank each and every one of you for coming all this way to snowy Trondheim. Thank you. On the road to this ISFIT festival, I was very lucky to get to travel a lot, and I met up with previous participants, current participants, and ISFIT ambassadors. One of the places I went to was to Russia, and I went to Russia after the still ongoing fighting in Crimea had started, and this was a subject of debate, both in Norway and in Russia. I found it very interesting and sometimes a little bit difficult to understand the new perspectives that I encountered in Russia. And some people, Norwegians and Russians, told me that it would actually be impossible for me to understand those perspectives. They argued that Europeans and Russians are simply too different when it comes to mindset and culture, and that understanding therefore would be impossible. Less than 1 month ago, something happened in Paris that made people come up with the same kind of argument. Cartoonists from a magazine were shot, and for some people, in the discussions to follow, the religious beliefs of the perpetrators were put in focus. Some people argued that these killings was just a result of people too different living together. In both the case of the Crimea and in Paris, it is argued that sometimes people are too different, and therefore coexistence is a bad thing. It is argued that we are having a clash of civilizations where one will win and the other one will lose. To me, this idea is one of the most dangerous ideas that we face today, and I believe that it is very wrong. Now, I don't need all of you to agree with me on this, and that is not the point of this speech. But to me, this idea makes ISFIT all the more relevant. Because to me, ISFIT is a manifestation of the hope that coexistence is possible. It is the manifestation of the hope that understanding and unity is what we should aim for. And I also believe that if we are to change the world for the better, if we are to fight corruption and fight climate change, future leaders need to cooperate and to understand each other. For me, coexistence is not one of many options. I believe that it is absolutely necessary. And I hope that over the next 11 days, we can continue to build that understanding. The goal of ISFIT is to create a better future for young people all around the world through trading ideas. And I believe that by gathering committed citizens from every corner of the world, our ideas will grow bigger and shine brighter than ever. But now, that is up to all of you. I encourage you all to keep an open mind the coming days and to trade your ideas on every occasion possible. Make new friends, connect, and learn. For many of us ISFIT volunteers, this day marks the end of a journey. It marks the end of months and even years of hard work to make ISFIT become a reality. But still, I believe that this day is the beginning of a new journey. Over the next 11 days, I believe that we we lay the foundation for lasting positive change. Over the next 11 days, we will go skiing together. We will hang out here at Samfunnet together. We will go and see the Dalai Lama together. And we will make friends for a lifetime. Here in Trondheim, we like to say that this city is the best student city in Norway. I am convinced that in the coming 10 days, we will make Trondheim the best student city in the world. Finally, we've come to the last and most important thing of this speech. I hereby declare ISFIT 2015 for open!